Hello YouTube, it's DsChroniclesTho, and today starts the beginning of a mini-series I'm going to be putting on my channel. It's going to go up, it's going to be a new one every Friday, so make sure to come back and watch them on those days. So the mini-series is basically, it's a story of something that happened to me in my life, and I want to put it out there so when I'm like, when I'm old, can't really remember anything anymore, I can just like reference back to these videos, and then people will like be like, oh damn, that's actually a pretty chill story, right? Alright, so now let's get into chapter 1. Okay, so the start of this story goes all the way back to my freshman year of high school. So the year is 2007, alright? And this is actually like the first week of high school. So the thing about my high school was the school was, there was a lot of students that went to this school. So it was broken up into two different campuses. One campus held all freshmen and sophomores, and then the other campus held all juniors and seniors. So the campus that I was going to for the freshmen and sophomores, that was like about a block or two away from like the public library. And so after school, I mean, this was like the cool thing to do at this point in time. Like after school, like the thing to do was to walk to the library, and then you and your friends, you would just go there and you would hang out and just talk. Like that was the entire point of doing that. And sometimes it involved like staying outside of the library and just like sitting on the benches out there, and you would just talk for hours and hours, and then eventually you would get picked up because, I mean, freshman year none of us could drive, and if you didn't do that, then that meant you went into the building and you would find like a table and you would just pull up a bunch of chairs, and then you would all just sit there and talk. And then this one usually ended up with you getting kicked out because you're being too loud. I mean, to be honest, the entire process was pointless, but like I said, at this point in time, that was like the cool thing to do. So again, this was like the first week of school, and it was like me and like my core group of friends. It was like 4 or 5 of us in total. 4 of us, yeah. It was like 4 of us, yeah, in total. And we were walking to the library, right? And when we were walking there, on this particular day, when we were walking there, I noticed a girl who was walking there, and she was walking by herself. And when I saw her, like, shit, she was super attractive. Like, flat out, she was very attractive, to the point where the first thing I thought when I saw her was, she's gotta be a sophomore. Like, there's no question in my mind, like, she has to be older than me. Like, there's no way she is a damn freshman. Like, I felt like she was too attractive to be a freshman. I also felt like she was too developed to be a freshman. So I was like, in my head, I was already intimidated to talk to her because, like I said, I thought like she was just like older than me. She was probably gonna be like, what the hell is this freshman kid doing talking to me? And I mean, she was alone, and I was with a group of people. So I was like, she was like ahead of us by a little bit. But if I really wanted to, I could have ran up to catch up to her and say something. But that was not an option, right? So we just keep walking. Like, my friends noticed her too, because I point her out, and then we keep walking. Then we realize she's walking to the library also. So we're like, alright. I was like, oh shit, like I'm gonna use that like as my in. Like, maybe when we get there, like she'll be by herself, and I'll like casually walk past her and be like, hey, what's up, or something, right? Fortunately enough, she was meeting up with some friends there too, and it was like 3 other girls, and they all like went up to her and started talking to her. And my best friend, so Bob, he was like, oh, I actually know those people. So then we're all like, well, like you need to get the whole group over there so we can all like talk or whatever. So he's like, alright. So then he like starts walking over there. Then we're like walking with him because we're all in a group together. And the other girls that went to meet up with the one that I spotted, they saw him and they started waving to him, like telling him to come over and stuff like that. So like, it worked, right? That was the end right there. And so we go over there, we start talking to them, and then like Bobby's like saying like, oh, this is blah blah blah, like going through them, like introducing them to us, introducing us to them. Then he gets to the girl, and he's like, and I'm actually not sure who is this, and this is the first time I've seen you. And then she like laughed, right? And she's like, oh yeah, my name is Jessica. And when she started talking, I was like, damn, dude, she's hot. Because, like, the funny thing is, like, sometimes you'll meet somebody who's, like, attractive, right? And then, like, they start talking, and then, like, it's just something about it is, like, it's just, their voice is just a huge turn off. And it's funny because I feel like when I say that to people, I've experienced that before. Like, someone will be like really attractive, and their voice is, like, super ugly, and then they just become, like, less attractive. And, like, when I talk to people about those experiences, like, I feel like the only people who ever really get those experiences are, like, I mean, the only people who really understand what I'm saying are people who have, like, actually experienced it. So if you haven't experienced something like that, it might sound weird to you, but anyways, like, when she talked, I was like, damn, like, she for real is hot, because her voice is nice and she's super attractive. So, like, I mean, at this point in my life, that's really all that matters anyways. So I was like, damn, I have to pursue this, right? So we're all talking in, like, a big group, and I kind of position myself to try and, like, put my back a little towards the group, and then try and talk to her in a way where, like, she would have to, like, turn towards me and inadvertently, like, put her back towards the group also. And then that way, it'd kind of be like us more secluded together while the whole group is talking, and then eventually the group might see us, like, with our backs turned, and might just, like, walk away, because at this point in time we were still outside the library. We weren't actually in the library, we were just on the outside. So if they saw that, they might, like, walk away and just leave us, like, isolated by ourselves, and I can just get, like, some one-on-one time, right? Because I'm thinking, and so it actually worked. Like, the other group kind of, like walked away, like, not, like, completely where we're, like, all alone, but, like, they just, like, walked farther away from us. And then we were talking, and then, like, I was getting to know her, and, like, I was on some thirsty shit. So, like, the first thing I asked her was, like, so do you have a boyfriend? Like, blah blah blah. And she was telling me that she did have a boyfriend. So I was like, ah, damn, like, this is gonna be rough. Like, this is gonna be like a hard catch, right? And so she tells me how she's a freshman, and her boyfriend's a year younger, so he's in 8th grade. And I was like, when she told me that, I was like, yes, thank you. Like, that's so lucky that he's a year younger, because, I mean, he's not in high school. They're gonna break up, like, straight up. I already knew they were gonna break up, because there's no way she's gonna stay with a dude she doesn't even see all the time. Like, especially since at that, I mean, we're, like, too young to be able to drive, so the only time we can hang out with each other is, like, if our mom or, like, sibling, like, spots us a ride or something like that to go anywhere. So I knew that wasn't gonna last, and, like, so I was really happy. And then she asked me, like, oh yeah, do you have a girlfriend? And she said that, and I was like, oh shit, I actually do have a girlfriend. Because, like, up until that point, I totally escaped my mind. I was like, oh yeah, actually, I do have a girlfriend. We started dating, like, the end of 8th grade, and it was just like over the summer we were dating. And so in my head, I was like, shit, I gotta upgrade, because like, this is what I'm trying to do, right? So I played it kind of cool. I played it cool after that, and then we were just, like, talking and just like having normal basic conversation and everything, getting to know each other. And then so we kind of went back towards the group, because I was like, well, this is kind of a dead end at this point. I mean, she has a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend, so I'm just gonna, like, tell her, hey, call your boyfriend, break up. I'll call my girlfriend, we'll break up, and we can just start dating right now, you know? So then we go back to the group, and we're talking, and then actually, like, her group of friends and, like, my group of friends actually, like, hit it off pretty well. So we started hanging out with them a lot more. And as time went on, like, we became, like, more and more cool, and then it was, like, around, I want to say October. Yes, it was, like, around October. So it was, like, a month later. Because, like, school for me started, like, the end of August, like, damn near September. So it was, like, a month later. Her and her boyfriend broke up. And then when I found out, I was like, yes, like, now I need to get rid of my girlfriend, because, I mean, I wasn't really into it anymore. I was just doing it just to have something to do. And I was kind of, like, trying to think, like, damn, how am I going to get out of this relationship and start dating Jessica, right? So I'm trying to think. And then luckily, around this time, my girlfriend started being, like, a total dick, like, for no reason. Like, we would go to, so it was, like, football season for my school at this time, and so we would go to, like, the football games together, and then she would just randomly ditch me, like, but she wouldn't even say anything. Like, she would just, like, get up and leave, and then I would find out, like, she went home or something like that, and I'm like, what the, like, you could have at least said bye or something. Like, she just would do that all the time, or, like, we'll be, like, walking in the hallways or something, and then she would just, like, go off and do her own thing, and I was like, but it's like she wouldn't even say bye. She would just like leave and then like go talk to like her friends or something like that. I'm like, what the hell? So I never said anything though, because when it was going on, I was like, you know what, if I need to, I need to be able to pull this out, right? So I kind of left it alone because, like I said, I wasn't really into it. And when they broke, like when Jessica and her boyfriend broke up, I was like, damn, like now it's my turn. Like now I can finally do it. So I started talking to her, and I'm like, you know what, like this really isn't working out. Like you've been like a jerk for a while now. Like clearly you're not trying to be in this relationship, and I'm not really into it anymore either. So we can break up. And then she kind of really didn't care. She did say like, really, are you serious? But I don't really, like, there wasn't really any emotion behind it. She was kind of just saying it just to say it. So I'm pretty sure she was just wanting me to break up with her. So it actually ended up working out like for everybody, because I was like, damn, yeah, I want to get out of this relationship. And then clearly she was trying to do the same thing. And so we break up. And then I'm trying to like get with Jessica, right? So I'm trying to talk to her a lot and everything like that. And we're like getting a lot closer, and it's kind of funny because like she was really into writing notes like in school, like passing notes back and forth in class, or like if you see Taylor passing in the hallway, like we'll give each other a note, and then in class you just write a response. Like she was really into that shit, and I never really was, but like she was into it, so that means I was into it, right? So we started writing notes and stuff. It was pretty chill, but. So I was kind of like really girl crazy at this time, and I was just talking to like a lot of different girls, because I mean, from my middle school there weren't really that many kids, and then when you go to high school, like there's a bunch of new people. So in like all my classes, like there's it's not like she's the only hot girl in the school, you know what I'm saying? Like so in a lot of my classes I was like trying to talk to like a bunch of different girls all at the same time, like trying to be like on some player shit, and so she found out that I was doing that, and it was like around November, I think. She started dating some guy, and it was funny because it caught me super off guard, because I'm not gonna say that I was like the most popular kid in school, because I really wasn't. I was definitely fairly popular, to the point where like I kind of knew a lot of people, and like probably a lot of people knew me. I mean, I really don't know, to be honest, but I like to think I was fairly popular. And so she started dating this guy, and the thing was, like, I knew of him, but I didn't know that they knew each other or anything like that. So for me, it was totally random. And then, I mean, later on I found out it was just because, like, she knew I was talking to, like, a lot of different girls, so she just kind of ended up dating, like, some dude that was in her art class because they were cool. And it was kind of, like, more to make me jealous, but at the time I didn't know that, right? So I was like caught super off guard, and they were dating, and then it kind of like just put me off of like talking to her in general. So we kind of stopped talking. I started just like focusing on like other girls and everything like that, because like I said, it wasn't like she was the only person at school. And they ended up breaking up, right? Because I mean, like I said, it was just like an impulse reaction for her, so there really wasn't anything in common for them. So they ended up breaking up, and she started like trying to like to talk to me a lot more after that. And I kind of felt like, you know what, if she's, I don't know, this is weird, like I felt like even though she did that, like if she's putting the effort to try and like talk to me again, I might as well just give her a shot, because I mean, like I said, she was really hot. So we started talking again a lot more, and whereas before it felt like, even though we were pretty cool, like I wouldn't say I was in a friend zone or anything like that, because the feelings were mutual. Like she was attracted to me, I was attracted to her. It wasn't like we were both just hanging out and like on some friend shit. Like I don't really know how to say it. Like we both knew that like there was something there, but it was kind of like she was just kind of like didn't really want to pursue it or anything like that, because like I said, I was talking to other people, and so like the vibe wasn't really there for me to like actually like try and date or anything like that. But this time, like I kind of felt like the vibes were pretty strong, because the thing is like at this point I'd never really been rejected by anybody, so I didn't want like her to be like the first person who rejects me. I didn't want to be like, yo, let's date, and then her be like, nah, I'm cool, and then I'd be like, what the hell, you know what I'm saying? Like if I was gonna do it, I wanted it to be like a sure thing. So at this time I kind of felt like the vibes were kind of there, you know, like everything was going pretty good. So I was like, all right, shit, I'm gonna do it. So it was like around December. I waited a while, right? It was like around December, and so In the back my freshman year, I mean, we were kids, so the way it works is I just go up to her and say, "Do you want to go out?" And she says either yes or no, right? And she says yes. That means we're boyfriend and girlfriend, like straight up. Like that's all the proof you need. Like that's literally everything. Like I just say, "You want to go out?" She says yes. Boom, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. We make that like Facebook official. Like that's really all it takes. And so we were like waiting outside because it was getting kind of cold, and then I didn't really want to walk home because the campus that I went to was actually pretty close to my house, so I could walk home, but it was, like I said, it was pretty cold. So I was just waiting for my sister to come pick me up, and she was waiting for her ride too. I think it was like her mom or someone was picking her up, and while we're out there, we're talking, and I was like, I'm gonna go for it. Like I'm just gonna do it. I already know she's gonna say yeah. So then I looked at her and I was like, "Do you want to go out with me?" And then she was like, "Yeah." And then like that was it. Like we were just dating at that point.